Mr. Peyton! Mr. Peyton!
Come in, sir, come in. We're not in trouble, are you?
No, sir. 'Tis not that at all. The ship is well founded. But I fear these winds will keep us offshore for a good day or two.
Well, that's no trouble, I'm sure. 'Tis true my men are idle at the stores, but they do their best to be idle when I'm there. 'Tis hard to find men who'll stick at anything for more than a day or two these days. Times is hard, I must say. Will you join me in a glass?
No, thank you, sir. My own crew are not too familiar with these waters, and I need to be on deck. I'm worried about the Indian woman. She is ill. She cries out constantly, though whether in pain or in some savage song I cannot determine. If she were to die before we put her ashore at Exploits, then our mission can be counted a failure.
Well, how can that be, Lieutenant? Dead or alive, people will come for her.
You don't seem to understand, Mr. Peyton. The governor is critically anxious that we make amends for the damage done in the past, that we took her home alive as a sign of good faith, that we win the Indians' trust.
Well, sir, I allow it's probably a little late for that, although there's no harm in trying. And that one is past her prime. I told them it were hardly worth bringing her in the first place.
I'll be blunt, Mr. Peyton. It's been reported by some of my crew that your men are already referring to the chest of presents for the tribe as their own. It's also been rumored that they would murder the woman if they could.
Now that's a pernicious lie, sir. Why, my men are rough, yes, but murderous, never. Why, sir, I've only to speak from the side of my mouth for them to jump. And as for killing, 'tis unthinkable. 'Tis as much as I can do to get them to kill seals, they're so soft-hearted. And what's more, 'tis slanderous of you to suggest it.
You may call it what the hell you like. I know what's been going on, and if I can ever gather sufficient proof...
Now that's the trouble, sir. Everyone talks too much most of the time, and them that does the talking doesn't know their arse from a hole in the ground, if you'll forgive my bluntness. They're a simple, superstitious, jealous lot about this coast, sir. And if they think they can get the jump on a man and lay claim to his holdings by getting him out of the way, then they'll say anything.
On their deathbed?
Men have been known to try and cheat their way to heaven.
And men have been known to lie their way to hell.
Well, neither of us is too close to either place yet, I'd say. Now I knows you're in command, and that you carry the law up this coast. But let me give you a word of advice, Mr. Buckins. There's men here have lost their friends. There's men here have stumbled over the head of a mate a year after he's disappeared, shrunken and shriveled like a walnut. And there's men here carrying scars, some arrows and spears, and there's men remembers you, Lieutenant Buckins, and how you left two poor souls alone with them savages. Oh, out of ignorance of their ways, I'm sure. But they was sadly mutilated.
Mr. Peyton, I don't need a lecture from you on the nature of either your men or the Red Indian, or to be fed excuses for the vicious warfare you've been carrying against them. Oh, yes, even though you carry the governor's seal now, I suspect that you're one of the principals who made protection necessary.
Suspect away! I was about to finish telling you. Ye banish or hang a man on this shore for killing an Indian and see what happens to ye, Mr. Buckins. And I hope the wind keeps us offshore for a week until the stink of that woman seeps into the timbers of the boat so that you never get it out. And there she goes. They all die in captivity, Lieutenant. I told the governor the same thing. They'd rather be killed than taken.
I'm warning you, Peyton. You stick to orders. And on this ship, they're my orders.
On this ship, sir, yes. Get to her. That's the death whale. And if you want my men to carry the coffin to an Indian camp, you'll have to be a trifle more civil, Mr. Buckins. Much more civil.